गं गणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमः। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। अखण्डमण्डलाकारम् व्याप्तं येन चराचरम् तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। मेधा Suktam. This Medha Suktam is highly powerful to increase the Medhashakti, the intelligence, wisdom, and perceiving the knowledge in this world and also about the beyond world. Medha Suktam is mainly, we find it in Mahanarayana Upanishad, which is part of Taittiriya Upanishad belonging to Yajurveda. Along with this, we find these mantras in bits and pieces in different places in Rigveda as well as Atharvana Veda as well. Medha. Medha is that intelligence, power of intellection, shrewdness, sharpness in understanding, perceiving, retaining and assimilating what we have understood, what we have heard, what we have read. Intelligence, medha, awareness. It is there everywhere. However, that innate intelligence which is dropped in every being in this whole manifestation is enough to lead life, to interact in the world. which we can refer as the fundamental, basic, limited, primary, innate intelligence, which we all have. All animals, plants, all beings, they all do have, through which we are all interacting in this universe. However, the human being has the potency to increase, develop much higher the universal intelligence which underlies all existence in this cosmos. That higher intelligence is very subtle, intense, which is needed for us to experience beyond this world when we are in this body and mind. So, to spiritually evolve or to peek into spiritual dimensions, one needs this medha, which is intense and very subtle. Sukshmatama buddhi we need. So it is medha which is the combination of the creating power, thinking power, and also the power of memory. All three put together comprised raises our Medhashakti. So that Medha has to reveal from within. For just memory, one can have medicines from outside. Whereas for Medhashakti, which we are talking about, the subtle, highest awareness or intelligence, that has to be developed from within. So we humans have that potency in us. To tap that, we have to surrender to Medha Devi, who is also addressed as Saraswati, Vagdevi, Vagadhishwari. Medha Suktam. What is Suktam? Suktam is the Vedic hymn which is well said, well spoken, which has the potency to invoke Devata or Bhagavan. And these suktams, the well said, well formed mantras of Vedas, they serve as the basis for us to climb up the ladder of spiritual evolution. The basic intelligence which gives rise to Shravana, listening, Manana, reflecting on what we have heard, Nidhidhyasana, having it in our heart and keep on repeating it again and again within the heart. And then Dhyana, making it part of us. And then Samadhi, and then go beyond. So, like that, it serves as a ladder for us to climb up. Medha Devi, she has many facets, many aspects through which she shines in us, which we call it as the skill, proficiency, expertise, speciality, passion. So she has different colors and facets. Medhadevi. To dive deep into Medha Suktam, one needs bhakti, shraddha. Once we hear Shravana, we have to visualize it in our mind with utter concentration, devotion towards what we are listening to with care, and full shraddha, faith in it with total understanding. When this type of Medha Suktam becomes part of our life, our interaction with people, with animals, plants, and the whole universe take a very different color, different turn, and it expands. So, Medhashakti is the basis which we all need to go higher in this ladder of spiritual evolution. In Dakshinamurti Stotra, Mula Mantra, we say, Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurtaye Mahyam Medham Prajnam Prayachat Swaha. O Dakshinamurti, I totally surrender to you. You are that Bhagavan which has that effulgence in you, the effulgence of that consciousness, awareness. Please grant me Medha, that Sukshmatama Buddhi, and Prajna, utilizing that Medha at the right way, right place, at the right time, and it should become the Prajna. In the same way, in our Sanatana Dharma, the very first initiation happens into Gayatri Mantra, isn't it? The education, our Sanatana Dharma's education, Vidya, starts with the child being introduced, initiated into Gayatri Mantra. And if we look at the meaning of the Gayatri Mantra, it is addressed to none other than the Brahman himself. Tat Savitu Varenyam Bharga. That Bharga is that effulgence of consciousness. Dhimahi. Let us meditate on that Brahman. That's the very first thing. For what reason? Dhiyo yo nah prachodayat. Let that Brahman invoke the intelligence within me so that I am able to climb the ladder of knowledge. Isn't it? See how beautiful it is. So, Medha Suktam is really a powerful one, intense, which is very much needed for everyone to grow in different levels. So let us go into Medha Suktam. यश्छन्दसामृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्योऽध्यमृतात् सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासम् शरीरं मे विचर्षणम् जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्रवम् ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया पिहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Om. It starts with Om. The very first beginning mantra is dedicated, addressed, and praising Om as Deva. What is Om? Let us look into that, which has been described in most of the Vedic mantras. And Vedic mantras also start with Om. Why? Om is the epithet of Brahman. Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat. All three are the symbols of Brahman, to the extent that Tat is Brahman. Brahman is Tat. Om is Brahman. Brahman is Om. So they are together. Om. Om is the primordial sound, and also it is the vibration of the entire universe. That Om is the vibration of the entire universe, and it is the divine presence, which is the very source of all existence. Om is the universe of sound. So, all sounds originate from Om. All sounds exists. It exists in Om. All sounds annihilates in Om. So we can understand it like this. There is silence. From silence, Om, and then it annihilates into silence. So silence, we can take it as Nirguna Brahman, as Om. Nirguna Brahman Om takes Saguna Brahman form as this whole universe of sound, and it annihilates into silence. Again, from that silence arises Om, Saguna Brahman. So, this Om is one Bijakshara which has all the sounds in it. Aum, Aum, So if you see the shape of the mouth, it starts from as we keep closing it, ooh sound comes. And then when we zip it totally, mm, continues. And then it fades into silence. A, U, Ma are the sounds which are giving rise to all other sounds, all the alphabets of any language. Of course, we use the tongue within in different places and different ways, but the basic is this also represents A, Srishti, U, Sthiti, Laya. But we won't say Om, Bijakshara as Aum. No, because A plus U is O in Sanskrit grammar. And then is there. So A plus U, which is O and Om. To make it as Bijakshara with lots of intensity, power in it. It's written as one letter, Bijakshara, as Om. That is Om. So, Om, it is the primary mantra, holistic mantra, because the whole manifestation is hidden in that sound, Om. And thus, it is respected in Jainism, Buddhism, along with our Sanatana Dharma. Not only that, within Sanatana Dharma, Dvaita, Visishtadvaita, Advaita, they also follow and respect this Om as the primary mantra, from which all other mantras have taken birth. So it is that Om to whom we are paying our respects and we are appeasing to give us Medha from this Om. Om is Yaschandasam Rushabhu. Among all Vedic mantras, Chandas, this Om mantra is like the Rishabha, the bull. So you can imagine, bull, Rishabha is primary symbol in many religions. Even in ours, we respect bull as Nandi, who represents power, strength, virility, fertility, and also dharma. And that is why Shiva has made, Dakshinamurti has made that Nandi as his vehicle to spread dharma. So, among all the Vedic mantras, this Om is like the Rishabha, bull. Vishwarupaha, and this Om is all pervasive, Vishwarupa. Chandobhyah adhyamrutat sambabhuva. And this Om shines out in all Vedic mantras from that timeless Brahman. The nectar of immortality is shining out, oozing out when all the Vedic mantras are churned through dhyana, contemplation. The more we churn, the more we contemplate on the Vedic mantras, it takes us deep, deep, deep inside, which reveals that Brahman, the ultimate eternal truth, which is Chit, emitting Ananda, Chidananda. So, Chandobhyah Adhyamrutat Sambhabhuva. That it is like sugar cane, when we put it into the machine, each time it is oozing out that sweet sugarcane juice. Like that, the more we squeeze, contemplate Vedas, mantras with bhakti and shraddha, with total understanding, it comes to our experience. We do experience that essence which has come out of the nectar of immortality, which is none other than Brahman. It is that Om. So Om speaks a lot, speaks a lot. Samendro medhaya sprunotu. Amrutasya deva dharano bhuyasam. Let Om as Indra. Let Om Deva, Omkara Deva as Indra bless Sprunotu. Let him bless me with Medha, that awareness, intelligence. What can we understand by this? Why Om is addressed as Indra, like Indra? Indriya, Vishayam Prati Dravati, Gachati, iti Indriya. Indriya means the sense organs. They run towards, they become weak towards all the objects of the world. It runs towards its objects. So they are called Indriya. Indra is the one who is having total control, mastery over all the Indriyas, the sensory organs and motor organs. Because he has full control over all the 10 Indriyas, which are very much involved in interacting in this world, that Indra is beyond with that mastery. Because of that Indra within us, Medha, the intelligence, the power of intelligence will keep increasing as one becomes Indra. That is possible with the blessing of this Om Deva, who is none other than Brahman. Amritasya Deva Dharano Bhuyasam. Deva, O Deva, Om. Let me become Amritasya Dharanam. Let me become the bearer of that one who recognizes that Amrita, the nectar of immortality, the sweetness of that immortality. Let me become the bearer. Means I should understand, recognize, and be in that state. Amritasya dharano bhuyasam. So for that also we need the blessings of that Brahman in the form as Om, who is Indra, the master of all the 10 sense organs. So here Indriya, it is Maya Shakti, which is Achintya Shakti. Very intricate, subtle, and within nanosecond, she is able to catch hold of our Indriyas and we become victims. Vishayan prati gacchati, dravati. So here we can see the importance of Indra Deva as Brahman, Om, blessing us to become the bearer of that Amrita, which is Brahman. Shariram me vicharshanam, jihva me madhumattamam, karnabhyam bhuri vishruvam. Shariram me vicharshanam. Let my body become strong, vigorous, hale and healthy. Here it is not just the physical body. It is requesting that health, strongness, strength, and vigorousness in all the three bodies. Physically, I should be hale and healthy to be able to sit in one position stably so that I can put my total concentration on what I am listening, Shravana, Dhyana. I need good physical body. If the body is paining, the mind will run towards attending to that pain. Or I will never feel like sitting for dhyana or for studying because the body is paining or having some other trouble, disease. The next, the mental body, Sukshma Sharira, even that should be strong, vigorous, hale and healthy. Even if the body is hale and healthy, if the mind is not working properly, will I study the scriptures, Vedas? Will I be able to understand? I will never have the mind even to touch the Shastras or the Vedas. If the Sukshma Sharira, which is mental body, is not healthy. Karana Sharira. When I have that, the very thought, the which comes in the Karana Sharira, if that itself is not a healthy one, how will I be healthy mentally and then the body? See, so it is an appeal to make me strong and healthy in all the three bodies. Shariram me vicharshanam. Because of the good health, Jihva me madhumattama. That is bhuyat, it is understood. Let my jihva, the tongue, speak the sweetest words. What is it? The sweetest word? So much is hidden in that. Madhumattamam. Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat, na bruyat, satyam apriyam. One has to speak satya, the truth, which is desirable, agreeable. Na bruyat, satyam apriyam. But one should not speak out undesirable, non-agreeable truth. One should keep silent. Priyam cha na anrutam bruyat. Even though it is desirable and agreeable, one should not talk the untruth. Yesha dharma sanatana. This is our sanatana dharma. So there, jihva me madhumattama. And our Shankaracharya has said in Saundarya Lahari, Madhu Kshira Draksha Madhurima Dhurina Vanitayah. A person who has surrendered to Devi, done namaskara to Devi even once, his words will be like sweet, like madhu, honey. It sticks. The word which he is speaking sticks like honey, sticks like sweet honey. Kshira. The words will be easily understood, like the milk which can be easily digested and it is nutritious, isn't it? Kshira. Draksha. And the words should be easy to take in, like draksha. We don't have to do anything to that draksha, just put it into the mouth and we can eat it. Whereas narikela, the coconut, we know there is soft, tender coconut inside. But to get that, what all we have to do for that coconut? So the words should be easy one. So like that, jihva me madhumattama. When we say any word, it should go straight into their heart because the mind has already taken in. Because it is sweet, they have taken in. Intellectually, they have already understood the essence of the words which they are hearing, listening. And it is there in them and it sticks to them constantly. The words should be like that. Jihva me madhumattama. Karnabhyam bhuri vishruvam. With our ears, let us listen abundantly the good words, suktams, Upanishads, Vedas, Shastras, epics. The more we listen, not hearing, listening with care, concentration, faith, and bhakti. That listening itself is the first step of the ladder of spiritual evolution. And then comes manana, nitidhyasana, dhyana, all those things. So, karnabhyam bhuri. Bhuri means lots, abundantly. Vishruvam. Let us hear Shastras a lot. When we keep hearing, it will have the impact on all the three shariras, on the jihva. So automatically, the whole being as an individual will be revolving around how can I progress? What is the next understanding I can get from this mantra, from this scripture, from this epic, from this Purana? That inquisitiveness, zeal becomes more and more. So, for that also, it is Om, which should give us his blessings. Brahmanah koshosi मेधया पिहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This is also very, very deep. Brahmana koshosi. Oh, Om Deva, you have veiled, covered, you have become the sheath of that Brahman. Brahman is that pure consciousness, all pervading consciousness. Because of that first spandana in that pure consciousness, it gave rise to the sound which is Om. That Om is encircling that Brahman, which is the pure consciousness, the supreme, which is all pervading. That Om is creating that kosha. Kosha means the sheath, cover, the veil. You have to visualize this, and it gives us a chance to expand our own being. So visualize this when you are listening. Brahmana koshosi. That Om, on part of it, on top of that sheath, Medhaya Pihita, with this worldly intelligence, the limited intelligence of our impure intelligence, which is so worldly, sense organs oriented, objects oriented intelligence, has made concealed even that Om, which is very true. Om is there, it is ringing right now, right here, and everywhere. However, our intelligence, Medha, which is working in this worldly level through the body and through the mind of an individual, it has covered that Om. We are not able to hear that Om. So it is like this. Surya, he is there as the circle. When that Surya is emitting the rays of light so strongly, those rays of light is covering that Surya. On top of it, a cloud comes and covers both the sun rays and the sun. In the same way, sun is that Brahman. Om is the sun rays, and our intelligence, the worldly intelligence, I would say, is blocking from experiencing that Om and breaking out, opening it, opening that Om also to peep into Brahman is becoming impossible. Because of which, Shrutam me Gopaya. In two ways, we can take the meaning of this. What I am hearing is also hidden. That means Om is there, ringing every moment, but it is hidden. Gopaya. Gopa is which is hidden, covered. So when we sit in dhyana with concentrated mind, the mind being pure without thoughts, one can hear that Om. And as we keep hearing that Om, nothing else is there but just the Om, Om, Om will occupy the whole existence. That would be the experience if one can hear that Om. But we are not able to. Because of this, Medhaya Pihitaha. So certainly we need that universal Medha. For that, this Om has to bless us. Another meaning we can take is Shruta. What is heard as Shastra, Vedas, Upanishads? Let those protect, go. In another meaning is protection. Go, the protector, the one who guides. So let that what is heard as Shastra, Vedas, let that Shravana protect me. So through that Shravana, I am able to break open the veil of the lower worldly intelligence and go deeper to Om. And with much deeper operation, one can open out the veil of Om also to get into that Brahman. So, Shrutam me Gopaya, let those Shastras, Upanishads, Vedas help me, guide me, protect me from being tightly covered by this lower mind and the lower intelligence. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace should be there. Peace in the mind is very much needed for one to progress in Shravana. If my mind is constantly talking, the ears will be hearing the words, the eyes will be reading the words, but nothing is passing through the mind to the intellect, to the heart. It will never pass. It just rebounds. It just rebounds. That is of no use. So when the mind is calm and quiet without any other thoughts busily running in the mind, only then one can go deeper within to climb the ladder of that spiritual evolution. We can climb towards the enlightenment. For that, Om Deva has to give us Medha, the higher Medha, the universal, unlimited intelligence, which is there everywhere. It is there in us also, but as only potency. We have the capacity to bring out, shine it out. But to tap into that, we need Medha through the blessings of Om. So, when I talk about this Shanti, I also remember how the clear mind, calm mind is needed. In Kuchipudi dance, they hold the pot filled with water on their head and they dance. The dancer's mind should be calm and totally concentrating on balancing that pot. Even if one thought not connected with her dance or balancing the pot is there in the mind, the pot will fall down. So it is a skill which one has to have. Even Rajasthani folk dancers, they keep so many pots on top of one another and they dance and swirl without making that pot fall down. How is it possible? With calm mind, not allowing any other thought in their mind, total concentration on the music they are hearing. So now we are going to the second mantra. The first one is for Om Kara or Om Deva. Now we are appealing for the blessings from Medha Devi. Om Medhadevi Jushamana Nagad Vishwachi Bhadra Sumanasyamana Tvaya Jushta Nudamana Duruktam Bruhadvadem Vidate Suviraha त्वया जुष्टा ऋषिर्भवति देवी त्वया ब्रह्मागतश्रीरुत त्वया त्वया जुष्टश्चित्रं विन्दते वसुसानो जुषस्वद्रविणो न मेधे. Here, we should be very fortunate to be in Sanatana Dharma because the way our education, Sanatana Dharma, is projecting is by making our day-to-day life, our understanding, our education system, knowledge acquiring system, everything go hand in hand. They have personified each and every factor, each and every form and name, personified with sanctity, spirituality attached to each and every form and name. So, because of which, when we are showing the respect out of bhakti and shraddha towards each and every form, because they are speaking out, shining out that essence of Brahman, our quality of thoughts, our quality of actions, quality of purpose of our life, everything just rises up, isn't it? So, Medha, it is that awareness, the intelligence, and she is addressed, seen, respected as Medhadevi. And here I would like to say Medha. We have to pronounce it as Medha, not Medha. Medha is that intelligence, awareness. Medha is the fat which is in our body, the lubricating oil which is present in our body is Medha. Medha is intelligence. So each time when we say Medha, it should be Dha. Om Medha Devi Jushamana Na Agat. Na here means to us, in us, us. Agat, let you come to us, O Medha Devi. Why, how? Jushamana, being delighted, pleased, being happy with our invocation to you, with our prayer to you. One who is delighted, Jushamana. Na Agat, let you please come into us. Medha Devi Jushamana Na Agat. That means we are invoking who is Vishwachi. That Medha Devi is there as awareness, as intelligence in the whole manifestation. That means I am also part of that manifestation as this universe. You are also part of that manifestation. That means she is there in us also, in me, in you, in him, in her. Agat, let you come, may you come in me. That means what? You are there inside. Let that shine. Let that come out. Let that awareness become more intense, sharp, shrewd. Let you come into my experience, O Medha Devi. Vishwachi, she is all pervading, because she has that Vishnu Tattva, the capacity to be everywhere, all pervading, Vishwaji. So if we look at it, even one person as an individual will have so many different kinds of skills, proficiency. One can be good at the same, one person can be good at singing, dancing, cooking, teaching, swimming, cycling, driving the car, driving the plane, engineering, or like a doctor. And this is the way one becomes the Sarvagnya. That potency is there in every being. But to what extent we are able to tap it and make it grow within is in each individual's hand. The main helper for this is Medhadevi. Once she is happy, she will be blessed. I mean, she blesses that individual. That person will become blessed by Medhadevi. And one can grow to any extent. Vishwaji Bhadra. She is auspicious also because Medha, that intelligence, gives the clarity in thinking, clarity in perception, clarity in purpose. That clarity, like Shuddha Spatika, that brilliance of that Spatika will shine through because of her Bhadra being auspicious. Sumanasya Mana. Sumanasya Mana is a beautiful address to Medha Devi, Saraswati. Sumana, one who has pure, virtuous mind with equanimity, one who has stable mind, good positive thoughts. Sumana. That Sumanasya Mana. That is Mana means the pride, honor is Medha Devi. Sumanasya Mana. A person, if he is Sumana, he will be having Medha Devi blessing with lots of Medhashakti. So that Sumana becomes all the more shining because of the pride which he has with Medha Devi. So another meaning is Mana, means the measure. Mana. That Medha Devi is like the golden standard for measuring, for claiming, for deciding whether a person is Sumana or not. So Sumanasya Mana. Once the mind becomes pure and subtle, Sumana, even the intelligence will also become, the words he speaks will also become pure and subtle. And as the intelligence is also very sharp and pure and subtle, he will be able to touch that spiritual truth and go much higher to become a darshanika, yogi, muni, sadguru, bhagavan, brahman. One can climb the ladder. Sumanasya mana. So Medhashakti is the mana of Sumana. Sumanasya mana. And then Tvaya Jushta Nudamana Duruktan. Being blessed by you. Jushta, being blessed. Tvaya, by you. Nudamana Duruktan. One gives up, leaves, speaking foolishly, harshly, or going into gossiping, jabbing, durukta. He will never have that. Once that Medhadevi gives the Medhashakti, that person's thoughts will also become more polished, refined, pure. When the thought itself is pure, refined, and polished, naturally the words, his selection of words, the time of bringing out the words, the place where he is talking, to whom he is talking, all those things will also become very pure, polished, refined, and sweet. So, naturally, he will give up durukta, which is opposite of sukta. He will leave those talks. Duruktan nudamana. Having left durukta, what will he talk about then? Bruhatvadema vidathe suviraha. Bruhatvadema. That is, he will start speaking about that Bruhat. Bruhat means the utmost, hugest, which is that Brahman. Nothing can be bigger or huger than Brahman. He will start speaking about that Brahman because his thought and mind and actions are running towards that Brahman. Bruhadvadema. Vidathe, having understood. It's not that I have learnt it in the books, I want to speak about it. That will become the useless, foolish talk. But he will not do that. Vidathe, having understood about the Shastras, in what way one should use the Shastras, what it is said in the Shastras. Vidathe, only then he's talking about the Brahman. So he is also deeply meditating, contemplating on that Bruhat in his daily routine also, because of which he is experiencing that Bruhat and he talks about it. Vidate. Vidate, we can understand it like this. Purushartha Nishchaya. With the blessings of this Medhadevi, he will understand what is that Purushartha, what is the purpose, what is the goal I should have in this Manava Janma now. Once it is done, he will also understand the value of knowledge. And then he will also applying that knowledge by giving importance of pramana. He should have the good backing proof which is provided in the Shastras. That he understands and he takes with full bhakti and shraddha that Shastra as pramana. He learns them, he applies them to his whole being. And thus he comes to know also what is prayers for him, what is shreyas for him. One who is drowned in the pleasures of body, mind, and senses, he is enjoying the prayers. He will think, is it necessary for me to get drowned in this? Or should I move towards shreyas? That is evolving to be divine, spiritually becoming aware, and finally end up as the spiritual being. One will start working towards that, which is Shreyaskara. All these things can happen only with the blessings of that Medha Devi, Vagadishwari, Saraswati, Vidate. Suviraha. He also becomes strong, firm, confident in going in that Shreyaskara path, even though there will be so many obstacles of different kinds, of different intensities, without giving importance for those obstacles. He faces it, he sees the solution for that, and he proceeds in the same path, which is that is when he is called Suviraha. One becomes that Suvira with the help of Medha Devi and her blessings. Tvaya Jushta Rushir Bhavati. With your blessings, one becomes Rushi. Who is that Rushi? One who is, one who has understood that his innate existence is nothing but Chidananda. How he becomes that? Through severe austerity, religious austerities, studying, understanding, and applying the Shastras, Vedas, mantras. And Vedas are nothing but the inspiration and also the introspection, the spiritual vision which he has as Rishi. His revelations come out as Vedas, Upanishads, Shastras. That Rishi one becomes with her blessings. Devi Tvaya Brahma Bhavati. Not only Rishi, he also becomes Brahma because he is on the path of realizing Brahman. He gets that Brahmanhood and he lives it and he He is that Brahman. He will be that Brahman. Agata Shri Uta. Indeed, he will also get the wealth, Shri, Tvaya, by your blessings. See how beautifully it is going. He becomes Rishi and then he becomes Brahman and then he gets the wealth. Shri is wealth. So, what can we understand by this? For us as the beginners, the individuals, ignorant individuals, when we begin to lead life, we are following dharma. Because we are following dharma, we are attaining artha, the wealth. And then we are getting kama, the desires being fulfilled. And we are happy with all these three steps. And then comes the understanding that somehow I am getting attached to these three. I am staying in this level only. I want to get away from this. Moksha, the liberation from the hold of all these three. This is the way we are going from dharma all the way to moksha. For this person who has become the Rishi and Brahma, Medha Devi gives him the wealth. Because he doesn't have any attachment. He is a liberated person, realized person. For him, she gives the karma. That karma is of what type? Let me do something good for the whole universe. Let me become useful being through this body and mind to the whole world. So he feels, I want to do good things which is helpful for the whole world, for all beings. That is the karma. For that, the artha will come from all corners of the world for his project or for his work, which is aimed towards Vishwayajna, for the well-being of the whole world universe. Because of that, dharma is maintained. So, with dharma all around, it will be nothing but Sat Chit Ananda. So, Medha Devi has so much of power in her. We need her blessings. And then, Tvaya Jushta Chitram Vindate Vasu Sano Jushasva Dravino Namedhe. O Medhe, O Medha Devi, Tvaya Jushta, being blessed by you, one gets Chitram Vindate Vasu. One gets the wealth of the whole universe, Vasu, in form. So we have to see this in detail now to understand. This whole prapancha is Nama Rupa Prapancha. Nama means the pada. Rupa is artha. Artha means the object. Nama is only suggesting the sound is there as a meaningful word. what is the real meaning of that word is this object. Suppose I say, bring water, water. It is only a word which is coming out as sound, nama. Then what is the meaning of that word which is uttered? Is the real object water. So there is very close connection with pada and artha. So because of that, this prapancha is called as nama rupa. For that also we need Medha Devi's blessings as Medhashakti. I should be having the capacity to understand and have the vision, image, picture of the object. Otherwise, it will stay as only the sound. The pada will become only the sound if I don't understand what they are saying. Artha is not there, isn't it? So, Nama Rupa Prapancha. In that Nama we understood which originates from Om. And that Om gives rise to many sounds which combine together to form a word. And that word further gives shape to the meaning of that word. And thus we see the objects as the meaning of that word. So we have that basic, fundamental, enough intelligence to recognize, to hear and recognize those things in the world around us through five senses, through the mind, through that limited, fundamental intelligence. However, to understand the beyond, to create the shape, the form, rupa, we need much subtle, very intricate, but intense intelligence, which is medha. For example, I will keep on doing the nama japa of Narayana. So as I keep on saying Narayana, 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 with lots of concentration on that pada, Narayana. Nothing else. Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. Slowly, the shape, vision, vigraha of that Narayana comes in mind. When that vigraha in my mind becomes sharper, clearer, stronger, that Narayana, Narayana has transformed itself as that Narayana Murti. And when I open my eyes, I am able to see that Narayana. That is how Shankaracharya was able to see very clearly in detail even the eyelashes of Devi Mahatripura Sundari in Saundarya Lahari. That is how he has described in detail about the form of Devi. it was projected in front. Once I am able to see that I have projected that Devi or Narayana in front of me, Medhadevi makes us understand the whole universe with different shapes, chitra, different forms. Every form is nothing but Narayana or Devi, who is also nothing but Brahman. What you are seeing, everything is nothing but Saguna Brahman. So this is the wealth you have. So this Rishi, like Bhakta of Medha Devi, will start seeing the Ashtamurtis, which are the Vibhuti of Bhagavan. All the five elements which we are all experiencing every moment. All the five elements, Mahabhutas, Pancha Mahabhutas, Surya, Chandra, and the Purusha, the souls as individuals. Other than these eight, there is nothing else. And all the eight are the Vibhuti, Ashtamurtis of that Brahman. So we have the whole universe with multiple forms as Vasu, the wealth, the cosmic wealth, which each one of us will have, will enjoy, will experience as Brahman, with the blessings of Devi, Medha Devi. Just imagine if there was no connection between Pada and Artha, name and form. How would be the universe? How would be the individual? How would be the life? That bringing together Nama and Rupa and giving the essence of that Nama Rupa Prapancha is also by the blessings of Medha Devi. There is a beautiful stotra. Namaste Sharade Devi Kashmira Puravasini Tvamaham Prarthaye Nityam Vidyam Buddhim Cha Dehi Me Yaya Vina Jagat Sarvam Mogham Unmattavat Sada Ya Devi Vaghadishthatri Tasye Vanye Namo Namaha. This speaks out. I bow down to that Sharada Devi, Jnanamba. I bow down to you every day, Nityam. Please give me Vidya and Buddhi. Without your blessings, the whole Jagat would become Mukha, dumb, Unmatta, mad, erratic. So, have compassion and grant me that Buddhi, O Vani, Vagdevi. So, Tvaya jushtaschitram vindate vasu sanu. One who is blessed by Devi gets the whole cosmic wealth. He attains that cosmic wealth as his to experience. That means she gives the buddhi to see each and everything in shape, in form, as chitra, as the cosmic wealth, abundant wealth. When our mind runs towards that cosmic wealth, in experiencing it with joy, will I be attached to have small things as mine, to satisfy this little mind and the little intelligence? No. The mind and intellect will expand to such an extent that I am having none other than the whole cosmic abundance as Dravina, that objects for me to experience with joy. Jushasva Dravino Namede. Please, you may bless us with Dravina. Dravina means the objects of the world. With this understanding, see to what extent Medhadevi is pushing us towards becoming the cosmic person, to enjoy the cosmic wealth without attachment towards this body and the mind, which is so limited, with limited intelligence, limited mind, limited body. We come out of that. We are liberated from this limitedness through the blessings of Medha Devi. So let me take it in the next class. Om Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti Om. 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 Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Shiva